I want to talk about strategy a bit. It's important to kind of step back from the process and look at all the potential financing opportunities, right? And there are a lot actually, and a lot of times people neglect, different aspects of funding strategy. So, look at angels. That's typically when you start as friends and family and angels, and if you can get a couple of high-powered angels on your board that are like gods of their sector, like e-commerce as an example. That's fantastic. Look at seed funds, accelerators, incubators, crowdfunding, debt, which a lot of people ignore, debt. VC funds, obviously, we'll talk about VC funds in a bit. That's the most likely. Corporate venture capital funds, which are often neglected, but often have a lot of capital to invest and can create a lot of value beyond just the capital. Give an example of Intel has a venture capital fund, and a lot of companies do. It's surprising, like Volvo, which you'd never think about a car company having a fund, but they've got a very large corporate venture capital fund. Strategic partnerships with funding, and once again, M&A. One area that's really neglected typically is the fact that if you generate $1 of revenue, you can avoid $1 of funding, right? So dilution. So revenue, every dollar of revenue is $1 less of dilution. So, generating revenue profitability is by far the best funding source there is. And typically you need funding because startups are much like a rocket ship. You want the fuel, and if you don't get enough fuel, you don't escape orbit, you come crashing back to Earth. So it's important to get enough funding as well. Back to customers, though, customer financing is interesting. So you can actually go to, very large enterprise customers and say, hey, I'm a startup. I want to sell this, pre-sell this product effectively. Or another example is if you're doing a subscription service and you've got a choice between annual and monthly, you flip to annual. So say it's $1 a month, instead of charging $1 a month, you charge $12 annually upfront. I actually have a client that's doing that now very successfully in this UCaaS, Universal Communications area, where they're charging annual, not monthly, and it's going very well. People are buying the annual because they really need the product. It's like a Zoom competitor. So look at customer financing. I think that's an important aspect that people miss.